Now then folks, welcome to the channel, VFR Mitch. Today we're going to be attempting to change the foot pegs, gear lever and brake lever on the other side. We're going to upgrade them and provide a little bit of adjustability. I'm 6'4" with quite a long leg and I'd like the pegs to sit a little bit lower. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be fitting the TEC Bike parts foot peg CNC alloy adjustable rider foot peg kit for the Interceptor or the Continental, and it's available in either black or chrome. I've gone for the chrome finish. So what we're going to do firstly is we're going to take off the original peg and get cracking. I'll just put my camera to a better angle and we'll start from there. So we're just going to pull the split pin with a pair of long nose pliers. Just going to straighten the clip that's in the pin there, remove the pin, put it somewhere safe, just cover the spring and pop that pin out with the spring, so that's out. Those are the pegs, come with 20mm of adjustment in 6-axis. We've also got the 40mm lowering kits as well. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take these out of the packet. I'm going to fit the ones with the 20mm plates for starters, and then when these are on the bike I'm going to take them off and install the 40mm ones. Clean any junk out of there. The new one we've got to get in place, which I believe it's a bit of a sod because you've got the spring there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the biggest Allen key you can find or widest screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver you can find, and try and thread it up through the hanger, the new peg and the spring all the way out of the top like that. Right, so that's lined up. You've now got to get that pin back down that direction while it's all still lined up. I'm struggling with this bit. I shouldn't be, but I am doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I'm left-handed so please forgive me. I don't know whether it's best to slightly bend this in, so I'm going to hold it in this time. I'm going to hold it in at an angle like this. I've tried it straight, can't get the damn thing to work. Oh, we might be getting there. It is down through the spring. Oh yes, we are getting there. So it's down through the spring. There we are. That's lined up through the bottom hole. So that's now in position. You take your split pin back through the hole, long nose pliers. There we go. So that's not going anywhere now. Just bend that back around a bit more. I don't like them poking out, sorry. So that's now in position. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the 40mm kit, loading kit. So this is a 5mm Allen head key, X key. So that comes off there. That can go a number of positions. You see the castellations on there and there. I think it's 6 position. I'll check it once I've got the bolts in. But I'm going to want mine lower down, and I'm using the 40mm kit. So just going to pop that out of there. Stick the, use the right key. Now we can't have this dead straight down, so we can have it forward a cock, backward a cock, and a load of positions in between. See how it's like that? So I'm going to put mine forward a cock and just lock that into position. Now when it's all done and I've had a play about with this and I'm comfortable, I'm going to put some thread lock on there, but for now this is just to show you how to install it. That one needs a 6mm, so I'm going to take the foot grip off the 20mm plate. Is that well engineered? There we go. Bloody hell, it is well engineered as well. So you can see there, that's a 40mm one, which is available as an additional extra. That is a 20mm one. So that comes with it. That's an extra. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop that back into position. This again has got positions it locks into. So I'm going to tilt mine forward a touch due to the fact my foot is going to be sort of sat like that most of the time, not like that. So I'm going for that one. Again, I'll change it if I need to. I will Loctite that in position once I'm happy with it, and not before. So that is the foot peg done. We'll see there's some adjustment in that. Now the next thing to do basically is we are going to take off the gear change. You need a couple of 10mm spanners for this apparently, which I just so happen to have here. That's a nylock. Yeah, too tight to do by hand, obviously. Forgive the hands in the way of the camera. There we go, there's a washer behind it, so we're going to take the nut off firstly, put that somewhere safe. Take the washer off, put that somewhere safe. Now the gear selector is held on with a 6mm Allen bolt. Now you can sometimes get to this without taking the entire hanger off. I'm going to give it a go just to show you what's involved. So basically what we've got is you take a 6mm hexagon head Allen key, as short as you can. You can use a cut down one if you want. So I'm going to use one of them. What I'm going to attempt to do, if I can find it, sorry, back again. So basically we've got a 6mm spanner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt, now we've got the pivot pin off, I'm not going to be taking this back off again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of grease, tiny bit of grease, just onto there. It's probably the wrong grease, but the copper grease is the only one I've got at the moment. And we're going to pop a little bit of thread lock on the thread. Just a bit. There we go. Try not to get the thread lock on the rim. Right, what we're going to do now is we are going to open up the foot peg kit and the TEC Bike parts, which is there. It comes with an extra plate so you can actually lengthen it if you wish. I'm going to see whether it'll do it, whether it's the original, sorry, where are we? That's the original peg, that's the TEC one, so the TEC one's a bit longer to start with. I'm just going to make sure that bushing yeah, goes through there, which is fine. So what we're going to do basically is we are going to hook the gear linkage into that hole there. I'm just going to pop a washer on it and just put the nylock on there just to keep it in position. Then this is where you need 3 pairs of hands. Basically we're going to get that pivot stud located through the bush and try and find the hole that it came out of, which I believe I have done. I'm going to tighten it back up with my 6mm bit, pardon me, butterfingers, it's that small, 6mm bit and my 6mm spanner. So this will take me but a moment. So it's got the bit of thread locker on there, Loctite, whatever you want to call it. So that's tight now. So tight, can't get my bit out on, out the spanner. So what I'm going to do now is just going to tighten that back up. So a pair of 10mm spanners. Get that on there, and I'm just going to nip this back up. So there we have the TEC Bike Parts alloy CNC adjustable rider foot peg and gear lever on that side. Now if you want to adjust the gear lever, there's a couple of nuts that you can slacken off on there, and there is some adjustment on the gear linkage, so I will try that for comfort before everything gets thread locked into place. So that's on there nice, 40mm, that's nice. Looks okay, thumbs up for me. Now I'm going to get round to doing the other side. I've got to relocate my bike because it's crammed up against one side of the garage, so forgive me while I readjust things and try and set up the camera angle for the other side. See you in a bit. Right, so we're now going to tackle the brake lever side of things. So again, we need just to take out, straighten that pin. Put that somewhere safe. Take out that pin, put it somewhere safe, and make sure the spring is somewhere safe. We're going to take the TEC peg. Again, what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure the pin goes down the middle, which it does. We're going to put the spring in place on the foot peg. We're going to locate the end of the spring into that little hole there, and what I'm going to attempt to do again, because it did work eventually on the other side, forgive my head getting in the way, is put a big Allen key through the bottom of there, line all the holes up, So there we go, that one's now through. The spring slipped out, thought it was too easy. Let's try it again. That spring is the sod, so spring goes into there, that goes into there, and I'm putting, as I did the other one, a big Allen key. If I can get it lined up through the centre, just to make things a bit easier. I'm going to come round to the other side and do it. So what we've got is the spring, just hold it there, that bit there, goes in that hole there, Allen key through the bottom, just trying to get it through the spring, which is the bit it don't want to go through, so just need to align the spring slightly. The Allen key's in position. We're going to attempt to push the pin back through following the Allen key. There we go. You swine. So we're in. So we take the little pin that we put safe, straighten that up, back through, take your pair of pliers, let's just spin that round. Why do pliers always lock when you put them down? These buggers do. So that's in position. Again, what we're going to do, I'm just going to play about with that and put them on the 40mm plates, 5mm spanner, Allen wrench, I'm going to call it, 5 o'clock position. That's tight enough. We've then got a bit of thread lock on under there. Pop that in the hole. 6mm Allen key. Pop that on there. Now that is canted forward slightly. See, we can't have it bang on like that. That'll be back. That'll be forward. The front one, sorry, the one on the left hand side, the gear change one, is canted forward a bit. So mine's at 5 o'clock and slightly forwards on there. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. So that's that bit done. What we've now got to do, forgive me sweating, I did move my bike around in the garage, which is the first time I've ever done it, and it's impossible, so I am sweating a little bit. So what we've got to do now is basically we've got to remove this from the bike. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off before I take that that pivot point out. So I think it's a 12mm. So I'm just going to right. So as I say, we're just going to take these out. It's 12mm. There's not much space to get a spanner in these. Thank you for TEC Bike Parts helping me with this video. As you can see, there's a lot of TEC Bike parts on this bike, from the exhaust, which I've still got to, I'm halfway through making the video actually. I've got the radiator guard, chain guard, levers on the handlebars, bar risers, and DNA air filter cable from them, and so the Race Dynamics Fuel X Light. So thank you to TEC Bike Parts for having such a vast range of accessories to allow you to tune your bike. So basically what I'm doing on this one, it's a bit hard to see, apologies for the angle. I'm just going to bend, there's a little pin on the back of that there, so I'm going to straighten that out so I can take the pin out. I'm going to get 6mm Allen key. Just go easy because you've still got the brake lines on there. So something snapped then. I don't know what it was. Oh, there was a noise from somewhere. I will go. Oh, it's a washer. A little washer came off. Should have taken it off to start with. So I'm undoing this little spring there, which needs taking off as well, the return spring. But I'm just taking the pivot bush out. Take that pin out there, disconnect the spring, don't lose the spring, you need that. That's the Royal Enfield unit. That is the TEC Bike parts unit. What I'm going to do before I start is, so I'm just going to I've taken the nail bits off. I'm just going to put a bit of thread lock on them bad boys. I know, don't say whether you're supposed to, but what the hell. So I've just thread locked those on. It doesn't say you need to, but can't do any harm surely. What I'm going to do is then put a little bit of grease on the bushing. Try and spread that around. A little bit of thread lock on the thread. Take the new lever, let's make sure that fits through it, which it does. Get the bolt, so what you're going to do basically, we've got to get that spring in place. On there. Let's try and do that first. Spring, return spring is on there. That's through there. Put that on there. That bit, and it's got grease on it and on inside the bush. Just gotta use a bit of pressure to line this up now. There we go. So let's take that out. It's just a case of lining the damn sod up. I'm all thumbs. There we go. You're in now. Get that in there. Get the pin. Set that out there. Let's get the pin in there now. Return spring is doing its job. Let's get the little split pin into position. Don't forget to put the washer on, which fell off earlier. Split pin into position. And now I can tighten this up. Get these bolts back in to their hanger locations. With a 12 millimeter headed bolt. Tight. There will be a torque setting for them, but I don't know what it is. But that 2 grunts and a groan will do for me. So basically we've got that. If you need some adjustment, you can adjust it on there. I just need to tweak that split pin a bit more. Maybe I should have done, and it is tweaked, but I'm just going to tweak it some more. Yeah, that's tweaked. So there we go. That's the TEC bike parts. Foot peg with a 40mm adjustment in, I think it's 8 positions. We've got the brake and gear lever done. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate all the time taken to watch these videos. There's other things you could be watching. I have got a load more videos to come. As I say, we've got the exhaust fitting to come, we've got the chain guard to come, a couple other bits. So thank you for watching. Please stay safe.